Good morning, everyone. We're live. Give me 1 second to refresh YouTube so I can catch up. And good morning, Miss Jess. How are you doing?
I am good. It's been a crazy morning over here, but it's
I bet
calming
it
down
has.
now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, glad to see so many people in chat already. Good morning, everyone. Thank you to all the mods. Miss Sophia, you've been here since chat started flying this morning. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's a lot of hard work. So please give a big hand to the mods who are going to be taking care of chat as we go on today. I expect this to be kind of a busy day. So thank you very much for being here. And thanks for everyone coming in to watch. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching the live arraignment hearings for Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow Daybell. It begins in half an hour. Okay, so we're here early. We're going to talk about the indictment, the grand jury, the charges, anything you guys want to talk about. We have half an hour to get everyone all caught up before we see this procedure. Jess, what are you most excited about for seeing this today?
Judge Eddins.
That's right. We do have Judge Cutie Pie back today. He did test his live stream earlier, and I got to take a look at him. He is very much Judge Eddins. His hair is different, and he's clean shaven, but it's Judge Eddins, so I'm happy to see that. We should hear Chad's preliminary, or Chad, not preliminary, Chad's arraignment first. How do you think he's going to plead, Jess?
Oh, he'll plead not guilty.
Mm-hmm. That's my bet too.
John Pryor's going to be 50 Shades of Red.
Yes, he usually is, but today he should be particularly red. And then after Chad's, we should have Lori's at 11:30 Mountain Time, 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. What do you expect to see from Lori?
A hot mess express.
Mm.
Somebody that hasn't had makeup and filler for a year. I don't think she's going to look like she did when we saw her in Hawaii, that's for sure.
Yep. It's been a long time since we've seen Chad or Lori actually appear at a hearing. All the procedural hearings we covered, they don't really need to be there, and they waived their right to appear. But I think they have to be there today, so we should see them. Kind of interested to see how they've changed. And I hope they're having just a wonderful time in jail. Not really, but I hope they stay there for a long time. So what do you think of the grand jury indictment? We finally got it yesterday.
It was such a weird roller coaster of a day. Like, I was excited because it was my son's birthday, and then it's bittersweet because it was JJ's birthday. But I kind of took that in stride. I've always said I thought they would drop them on JJ's birthday after we heard about the grand jury. I thought that they would come, and then when they did, I was really, really elated because we've been waiting for so long, and you feel vindicated, like, because we knew they did it, allegedly. I guess I have to still say that.
Yeah.
But we knew they, you know what I mean? Like, we knew that there was evidence to prove it. And they've at least taken that to the grand jury. So there's a bit of, we were right. We weren't crazy, whatever. But then after a while, after a couple hours, it kind of hit me, and it was like, my God, those kids and Tammy, their last moments were with the people that were supposed to protect them, and they took their life away. I thought about that, and it bothered me last night. It did.
Yeah.
It just seems so real.
I had a really strange reaction to the indictments. For those of you who didn't see it yesterday, the grand jury indictments came back with a true bill, the new charges for Chad and Lori. There are two videos on my channel, one where we watch the press conference live and talk about it, and the other one where I just read through the indictment without a lot of commentary and stuff. So if you just want to hear the charges and the indictment, go ahead and take a watch of that. It's only like 15 minutes, so I think you have time before this goes live. So you can watch that. But I had a weird reaction. I had all the time that we've been talking about this. Oh, we're going to get charges. Oh, when are we going to get murder charges? For like the whole last year. But then knowing that they were the grand jury, it's like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. I really thought that once we got these charges, I was going to be jumping up and down, hooping and hollering, dancing around my room, really excited. That isn't how I reacted at all. And like you said, I think a lot of it was because all of our suspicions, or so many of our suspicions, are now real because of things we saw in the indictment, that it just hit me really hard, really hard. Like all of this, the amount of pre-planning and premeditation behind all of these murders, that just it gutted me. It was like a gut punch, realizing,
Almost a
oh,
year. Like
yeah.
they almost a year. They planned on killing her kids for almost a year.
Mm,
I can't imagine what that. Once your parents have decided, I know that not parents, I shouldn't say that. Once your mom has decided that you need to be taken out, how are they treating you for that year?
yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
I just, I just can't.
Yeah, it was really hard.
It's
Even
hard.
like when I was reading through it live and I came across the line that said Alex shot at Tammy. That's in the indictment. They stated that as a fact. They didn't state that as a
Yep.
suspicion. That was one of the overt acts that led to the conspiracy charge. And I was like, what? Like we didn't. That's not a surprise. We've all been saying that this whole time, right? But to see it in black and white, to see it stated as a fact by the state was like, oh, it got me. And so last night I was like, I want to be celebrating, but I felt so heavy. I felt drained.
Mhm.
It was profoundly sad. And I'm like, all right, well, it had a whole new level of real, I think. I think.
Yeah, we've got some weird, like people had posted some photos this week of, because I think a lot of people went to Rexburg because of the grand jury, and so they did the little almost like a tourism kind of thing, and there were pictures posted of some of the sites or whatever, and somebody had taken pictures of Chad's house, and it was a different angle than what we have been seeing, and it
Hmm.
it hit me how much smaller it was. I felt like the property was a lot bigger in the photos that we had seen before than they did now.
Right.
And it really, to think Alex went there in broad daylight with
Hmm.
her daughter's family right across the street. And really that yard is not big in the back. If he, for him to, and there's a road that comes down next to it. I mean, he was really out in the open. I mean,
Hmm.
what kind of, that struck me as crazy, just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was really weird. So, we are going to go through the indictments, and there's a lot of very interesting little facts that come up in that indictment, or at least statements or allegations, however you want to put it, such as the South by Southwest or Southwesterly winds thing that Chad Googled. It's like, oh goodness, you can imagine what that was all about. It's hard. Amy DLV, thank you for the super chat. Just thank you for caring so much about the victims and their families. And Amy, thank you for being here. I really appreciate the support. So, yeah, a lot of little details like that, like the text messages, Jess, that was new to me about
Yeah.
them calling Tammy, that says she was possessed by a spirit named Viola. Okay, that's the first I heard of that. What do you think that's all about?
Y'all need to pick some better names if you're going to rename people. My goodness. Was there a date on the day that Google search happened? I don't remember now. Yesterday was such a blur. When he's Googling about the wind,
Mm-hmm.
was there a date listed in the
Yes,
affidavit?
September
When was
8th.
it?
He Googled it on September 8th. And remember,
Yeah.
September 9th is the day that the state says that they interred Tylee's remains in his yard. I guess
Okay.
I don't know how to word this. I don't want to say just the blunt blah blah
Yeah.
blah because it just seems so crass. But yeah, he Googled that on September 8th, the day before they allegedly disposed of Tylee's remains. So that's kind of a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Um, mm.
Wow.
Cleta Newbie, thank you for the super chat. Says thank you with a super sticker. You're very welcome, and thank you for being here. I'm glad to have you. So, a lot of people are asking in chat about the witness list. All right, they did release the grand jury witness list, which I thought was surprising. I did not expect to see that. Did you look over the list at all, Jess?
No, we talked about it, and then I ran out of here because we did Noah's birthday dinner and stuff last night. So I didn't know about the Viola thing. So that's the first time I'd heard that.
Mm.
But
The witness list, it does show a lot of names that we knew, but
yeah,
it also showed a lot of FBI, a lot of forensic analysts, a lot of things like that, a lot of law enforcement. But it didn't have quite the list of names that I expected to see. Like it didn't have everyone that we know is somehow involved in the case. So
Yeah.
I think they were very careful in who they picked to bring on. A lot of forensic, a lot of law enforcement, a lot of stuff like that, and some very hand-picked individuals that we know were involved in the case. And it seemed a lot of that was about Tammy.
Yeah. It was a
So,
lot of women. Because I remember whenever you said, "Oh, we've got the witness list," and I don't know some of these names, and I'm like, "Well, is it the same people that testified at the preliminary trial?" And you said, "No, there's a lot of women on the list that were law enforcement or whatever."
right.
Yeah.
Danielle Scassa, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, have a cup of coffee on me. I will. I need some coffee to get
Oh
through this
yeah.
today. I really do. All right. Yes, the preliminary should start in 20 minutes. So we should be seeing Chad first, and I do expect to actually see Chad there with John Pryor. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how he's fared since we've seen. How long has it been? About 6 months since we've seen Chad or Lori, or longer
I
than that?
think it's been longer than that. I
Mm.
don't think they were actually. Lori was in the courtroom the last time we saw her, like actually in the courtroom, where she was faking the little tear. She's
Mm-hmm.
dabbing at her eyes with the tissue. That's the last time we saw Lori. Last time we saw Chad, he was still in the jail, and he had on stripes.
Yeah.
He didn't look so good.
Kathy Pullman asked, "Are you going to show it when it starts?" Of course, that's what
Yeah.
we're here for. So, but I came on a little early so we can chat and take some questions from chat, get everyone caught up so we know what we're going to see. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining Reese's Pieces. It's great to have you on board. All right, so if you've got any questions in chat, now's a good time. We've got 20 minutes to chit chat before the hearing starts. So throw your questions. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat to watch as close as I can so I can get all of your questions answered. Amy, thank you for joining. Welcome to the team. I'm really glad to have you here with us.
Yay.
And Aggie Y, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad to see you. I don't recognize your name, so welcome aboard. I'm glad you're here today, and thank you so much for the support. Okay, first question. Awen, are Lori and Chad required by law to appear? I think that depends on the state. I think it differs a little bit. I do expect them to appear, so I don't know
I
if
read
legally.
yesterday Idaho does.
Right. I think for an arraignment, they actually have to appear.
Yeah.
Gary asked, where am I? That's completely irrelevant. So I'm sitting in my room at my desk. Heather Fulkerson, thank you for the super chat. She says, I asked this in Discord, how many shades of red do you think Pryor will give us? You know, it's funny because I was having a conversation with a reporter who's covering the case. And I said, you know, the top question I'm going to get is what color is Pryor going to be today? And they're like, seriously? I was like, oh, yes. That is our number one thing.
Somewhere from a beet to a cherry tomato to an atomic fireball to
We need to come up with a Pryor color chart.
another
You know,
sliding
which
scale.
shade of red based on how angry he is. Tracy
Yeah.
Howard, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. All right, let's look for some more questions. I had always heard Tammy was first shot with a paint gun. Has anyone heard differently? Jess, you want to take that?
Well, she thought it was a paint gun. I don't think it was. I think it was a regular gun with a silencer on it, but
Yep.
I think they bungled that up. Seems like Alex was a pretty good bungler at a lot of things. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah.
Tammy did post on Facebook that she thinks somebody in a ski mask with a paintball gun shot at her. So that's what she seemed to think it was. Clearly, we're pretty sure that's not what it was. And now that we know,
Yeah.
the state believes it was Alex. So
I'm
there
pretty
you
sure
go.
Chad's the one that fed her the paintball gun line whenever he comforted her because he was there. He was
Yep.
there when she was shot at.
Yep.
You know, that always has struck me as so weird. If the police came, and so we had this talk, did they actually call the police? Because we haven't seen a police report or whatever, and we kind of went back and forth on it. Because you would think being shot at and then ending up dead 2 weeks later,
Yep.
the
I do
police
believe
would have been more suspicious.
there's so many facts floating around in my head that I need to,
Yeah.
revisit some of them. I do believe that there was confirmation at one point that Tammy did in fact call the police about that. But
Right.
I got to go find where that source was because that could have been a random post on Facebook or something. So I need to actually verify that that is true. But that's my understanding. But who
Yeah.
knows? I could be wrong. Guys, don't come at me in the comments if I'm wrong. If you've got 25 million facts in your head, you're gonna forget a few things along the way. It happens. I'm a human. Eliza Z asks, do you believe that the prayer that was given to Tammy, same way as Alex was given by Chad allegedly before his death, is an important coincidence? I do. Jess, what do you think?
Oh, I don't think it's a coincidence at all. But yeah, I do. But I'm also of the opinion I don't think Alex killed himself. I know a lot of people think so. I don't. I don't.
Yep. Lost Cookie, thank you for the super chat. Says you are amazing. We really, really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Oh man. Shelly Tarbert says she did call 911. The sheriff's department has hidden the recording. Okay, Shelly. See, I know that I thought that somewhere, but I really don't know where it came from. But yeah, that was my understanding too. Miss Wee Lassie says, thankfully, all those trips that Alex had to practice his shooting didn't help him. The gun jamming when aiming it at Tammy and then missing Brandon in his car. Yep. Thankfully, he was not the good shot outlaw he seems to think he was. So
It makes you wonder if that's who shot at Brandon and missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Leah says,
so sad. It's just so sad. I mean, right there in her own house. There have been 3 dead bodies on that property. 3.
Leah Vogel says, yeah, it's also a big coincidence. All these people turned into zombie around the same time. Yep. And I think that's part of why the indictment hit me so hard is that we're realizing, yeah, okay, we've talked about that for you. Oh, they all turned into zombie. How convenient. Da da da. And we knew all this stuff, but seeing that in black and white, that they have planned this stuff and planned it. Oh God, that just makes it more evil. I mean, even though we knew it, seeing it there in black and white, this was some evil stuff, guys. And that's not.
I think that's why. I think that's why it hit me so weird yesterday. That's probably a better way to put it. After you realize, yeah, you were right. You get that feeling of vindication of, we haven't wasted all this time going over this case. But then it's the realization of, God, there's some really evil people in this world. Like really evil.
There are, and we're going to see 2 of them today.
Yeah, and their clients.
Yeah, Jess.
I had to do that.
Oh.
I don't think Pryor and Mark Means are evil, but it's funny anyway.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm answering a text. The one that has to be answered.
Fine. So, what else have you guys been thinking about? I'll take over the thing for a minute.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I can't. I'm still confused why there's not gross abuse of a corpse charges in with this thing. Like, we know since the charges came from the other county, this isn't all the same case. But maybe we'll get that answer today. I don't know if they'll vacate the charges that are already on the books, like the previous ones, and then they'll just lump it all together. Or more charges could be coming. Like, I don't know. But I don't think we're going to see the June 9th hearing. I think they'll take care of a lot of that stuff today, or they'll push that off. I don't think we'll see a June 9th hearing.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of legal stuff going on because they, one thing that has been discussed is that they may be putting all into one big case, in which case everything scheduled right now will be vacated and we're going to have to reschedule all this stuff. And there will be hearings there's going to be hearings constantly and filings and all of that stuff. So it's going to be very busy on the legal back end. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. So, but today's the first step.
Yeah, all the hearings that we've had on the other case, the other half of this, we're going to have to hear again, more than likely. We'll probably hear them squabble over discovery. We'll probably hear they want to separate, the 2 trials. They'll want to move it on and on and on. Have what's her name? Rachel Smith added we'll probably have to hear all of that stuff again. And I'm sure they'll argue, let's lower the bail like some kind of moron, but I don't know. That's what I'm expecting anyway. I think we're going to see a lot of the same stuff that we've seen this year happen all over again.
Yep.
I don't think Judge Edens will keep it. I think they'll kick it to another county and we'll get a completely different judge. But, since they put these charges out, nothing is on the calendar yet. So this was a massive reset button as far as when are they going to go to trial.
Yeah. Somebody else really brings up a good point in chat. Remember in the indictment, it says something about Alex Googling how to shoot from a Dodge Dakota. And apparently, it seems, allegedly, I'm looking at photos, it's kind of hard to tell exactly, but it seems that one of Chad's kids had a Dodge Dakota. So was that their plan? Was Chad going to have Alex shoot from one of his children's vehicles? Are you kidding me? I think that's going to come out. It looks like the state may know about that.
Wow.
And that is that. Oh,
wow.
Man.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is your microphone away from you again?
No. Do I sound bad?
There. It's making like a little clicking noise.
Oh,
there it went. It quit.
Okay, good.
There you go. And
yeah.
You got another thing?
I do. My phone is blowing up. There's a lot going on. Oh, goodness.
Listen, all the important people are here. You tell them other people. You just go on. Unless it's Nate Eaton and he's sending you secret pictures of Lori Vallow and how bad she looks today. And you can take that all day long. Yep. I'll take it. I will take it.
I think I just got a super chat. I almost missed it. Just sent a thanks, Ewan and Jess. 2:15 a.m. here. Wow. My goodness. Wide awake and looking forward to see how wretched they look. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Oh, and there's one from Henriette Erasmus. Henriette, I was so excited to see you in Discord. That's fun, so we can really get to chat there and get to know each other. But thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So let me check on the judge's website. It's a little bit early, but I am so anxious to get this going. We should have 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Discord has been hopping past probably a week. I mean, we've had a lot of people join Discord this week. It's been really nice to see some new faces. And
Missing 58 asks, how does this affect Means being Lori's attorney? It doesn't yet. The only time that will be impacted is if the state says that they are going to pursue the death penalty, in which case Mark Means can stay as her attorney, but he has to bring on a death penalty qualified attorney onto the team as well. So chances are we're going to see Mark Means for the duration of this entire trial. We'll see, but it doesn't really affect anything at this point. If the state comes out today and say we're pursuing the death penalty, he will have to find a partner to help him with that. So will John Pryor.
Yeah, Pryor did too.
Mm-hmm.
They will need some help.
Heather Fulkerson, thank you for the super chat. She says, I think maybe originally Tammy was going to be driving Garth's vehicle that day. Is that why he wanted to know the best way to shoot through the Dakota? It doesn't say how to shoot through a Dakota, I don't think. I thought it said how to shoot from a Dakota. And now I need to go back and check that little detail. If it says shoot through, goodness, what does that mean? Does it say shoot through? I don't have it in front of me. It could mean it does say shoot through. Okay, so does it mean shoot through the window? Or does it mean how to penetrate through the vehicle with a weapon? That changes it. Yeah, David Johnson, thank you for that. If he's trying to find out like what weapon, what ammunition would shoot through the vehicle to penetrate, either the door or the window or something, that's different.
Who Googles that stuff? I mean, my goodness.
And do we know? Yeah, I know. Do we know if the Dodge Dakota was Garth's? Because there's a thing in my head about Garth that would make that a very big deal. If Garth Daybell owned a Dodge Dakota and Alex is Googling how to shoot through that, there's something that we are really going to have to talk about. Because I know a factoid about Garth that makes that a super big deal. So, guys, if you find out that if Garth actually owned the Dakota, I need to know that.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I need to know.
I don't know what you're talking about, or I can't think of it right now if I do. My goodness.
Blue Sugar, thank you for the super chat. Blue says, thank you, Jess. Thank you and Jess for keeping it classy, and the awesome mods for holding down in chat. We do have some of the most awesome mods I have ever seen, and they're all here today. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, the mods are fantastic. All right, let me check the judge's site. We're going to be doing this any minute. We should be live with the hearing in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
It
G-Dubs asked if I've talked to Kay or Kresha since yesterday. Kresha was in her live chat, but I don't want to get into my personal contact with the family because that's between me and them, really. But Kresha was in chat yesterday, so, and she came and she said hello. She was talking about it was JJ's birthday yesterday, and we really wanted to focus on JJ and his light and remembering him. So, yeah. Mad Jack says, I've had a feeling about Garth since the beginning. His name comes up a lot in Chad's stories. Yep. There's some stuff. We're going to have to talk about Garth at some point. I'm getting that feeling. So we will do that, but not right now because I need to check on some things.
Yeah.
As they say. Oh, I think we're going live. I think it's time.
My
All right.
goodness.
Let me share my screen.
Get your popcorn for the Hot Mess Express. Here we go.
Yep. All right, give me 1 minute to pull this up. Judge. Oh man, I'm excited to see Judge Edens. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I like
All right, here we go. Let me. It's still in the recess yet. Let me get it on the screen. Share screen. I got to share the audio. Remember, you guys will have to turn your audio up as loud as you can, because I can only turn it up so loud from here. So turn your volume up all the way. It should be on your screen. There's nothing happening just yet. So we'll just chit chat. But when it goes live, Jess and I will mute our microphones. I'll make it full screen. I'll turn it up as loud as I can. So yeah, get headphones in. That'll help you a whole lot. And turn your volume up. So of course, watch. We'll all do that. We'll have our volume cranked, and he's going to come on so loud, blow our eardrums out. It happens sometimes. Maybe not turn it up yet. Oh.
Tammy's family released a really nice statement yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talking about, the family.
Yes, they did.
That was really nice what they put. They talked about the kids and Tammy and the whole thing. That statement was really nice.
Yep. I was just going to say something, and now I totally forgot. Oh, yeah. Chad will be there today. They were testing the cameras earlier. I can't promise you guys Lori's going to be there, so we're going to have to wait and see. But we'll see Chad first, and then we'll just see how that goes. It should be pretty quick. They're going to talk about, do you understand the charges, blah, blah, blah. How do you plead, blah, blah, blah. It should be maybe 10 minutes. I don't expect it to be a big deal for Chad, and then we'll wait and see if Lori appears. So. Oh, yeah, Tammy's family message, right? That's what you're talking about. I was going to mention that they talk about the Tammy Daybell Foundation. Okay, don't forget about that. If you want to do something in Tammy's memory, the Tammy Daybell Foundation is a wonderful thing. You can visit them. I think it's tammydaybellfoundation.com.org. I forget what the exact link is.
Yeah.
I don't have the link handy. But yeah, if one of the mods could pull up the link for the Tammy Daybell Foundation, that would be great. That would be awesome because, yeah, we want to support Tammy, her memory, and the things she loved, like literacy for children and reading. And, let's do something to find a little tiny piece of good in any of this horrible mess. So, Janine, yes, the Tammy Daybell's family statement is posted in Discord, as well as a link to the foundation. So that's there. Oh, Jess, I'm getting nervous. We're going live any second.
I know. Stuff moving around. Oh, no, that's you moving around. Never mind.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
checking my volume. Making sure we're ready. Layshell, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, thank you so much for all you do. And thank you for being here and being a part of it. I really appreciate that. Oh, goodness. See, the prosecution does not want prior or means off the cases. by filing death penalties, they want them in this whole way. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and speak to what the prosecution does and does not want to do as far as keeping attorneys. Ann Pena, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Ann asks, how do you join Discord? The mods should be dropping links periodically, and there's a link in the description of the video. Just click it. It'll prompt you to download the app and just follow along. It should be pretty easy. If you have trouble, reach out. Somebody will be able to help you do that. Did I hear you say you're a Dallas, Texas lady? If so, much respect. No, you did not hear me say that. Somebody asked where I was, and I said it was none of their business. So, no, I'm definitely not in Dallas. That's for sure. I'll say that much. Jess, how about you? Are you in Dallas?
I'm not in Dallas. I'm from the great state of Tennessee.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. No, I'm outside Knoxville. I'm right outside Knoxville.
Gypsy Blue says, hey guys, this is nerve-wracking. Yes, it really is.
I feel like it's a preliminary trial all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it seems weird today. You know, why don't they just come in there and say, you know what, let's just have a trial today. Just skip all the BS.
Let's just get right to it. Yep.
Let's just get right down to it. We don't just have one of these where the judge calls the case. They don't even need a jury trial. Come on.
KK asked, does anyone know when it will be streaming? KK, that's what we're doing here. We're watching the stream right now. The thing that you see on your screen with the Great Seal of Idaho, that is the stream from the court. It is streaming. It's live. We're just waiting for them to get on camera. But it is happening right now. So it should have started 1 minute ago. So they're 1 minute late.
I didn't know. I haven't seen them messing around with the live stream. Are you saying that Chad is in the courtroom? They're in the courtroom today?
No, this is a Zoom hearing. They'll be appearing remotely from their respective jails.
Oh, okay.
So somebody asks, someone's in Prosper, Texas. Where guys, I'm not telling you what town I live in. I may have used to say that, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of issues with people getting a little too close to me, and I'm uncomfortable. So I don't want to tell you where I live, if that's okay. It's nothing personal. It's just I shouldn't have said it in the past, but I did. But oh well. I'm changing my plan. I am in Texas. That's all. Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Mr. Pryor, Mr. Daybell, can I get you to turn on your video, please? We'll go on the record here in Fremont County. Good morning to everybody. It is May 26, 2021. Case number CR 2221-1623, State of Idaho versus Chad Guy Daybell. Present here on the Zoom call, I have Mr. Daybell appearing with his counsel, Mr. Pryor. I have Mr. Wood, who represents the state. Also, Ms. Blake, who is here representing the state. I have a court reporter and someone from the Idaho Supreme Court for technical issues. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. Mr. Daybell, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear
me? I need
me?
you to speak a little bit louder, Mr. Daybell.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mr. Daybell, the purpose of today's initial appearance is to go through your rights, to talk about the date for future hearings, to talk about counsel, and a few other things. Mr. Daybell, did you review a copy of the notification of rights form that was sent down to the jail prior to this hearing today?
Yes,
You understand your legal rights here today?
I do.
Mr. Pryor, did you go through that notification of rights form with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Daybell, did you receive a copy of the indictment that was filed on May 25th, 2021, a warrant that was filed on that same date?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a chance to review that with your counsel, Mr. Pryor?
He did, Judge, and we have no questions at this time.
Mr. Pryor, it's my understanding from a review of the notification of rights that your client is waiving a formal reading of the indictment. If it's okay with you, I'll just go through each charge and the maximum penalties. I'm not going to go through the allegation contained in the charge.
That's appropriate, Your Honor.
Ms. Blake or Mr. Wood, any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, I think that's appropriate.
No objection.
Right. Mr. Daybell, the indictment, like I said, is case number CR 2221-1623. It was filed on May 25th, 2021. In the indictment, there are 9 counts. I'm going to go through the counts that are relevant to your case. The first count is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, as well as grand theft by deception. That count is punishable to the same extent as the underlying crime on the conspiracy. On the first part of that count, murder in the first degree, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine or both. It also carries with it up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. With regards to the second part of count 1, conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception, that portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in prison, up to a $5,000 fine or both. Count 1 is an allegation of, like I said, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft. The murder relates to the victim and the death of TR, a minor. Count 2 is a charge of first-degree murder. It carries with it a maximum penalty punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. It carries up to a $50,000 fine and up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. It relates to the death of the minor child, TR. Count 3 is a charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. That charge carries with it the same maximum penalty as count 1. In other words, it's punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine and or up to a $5,000 fine and restitution. The second portion of that charge is conspiracy to commit grand theft by deception. That portion of the charge carries up to 14 years in the state penitentiary, up to a $5,000 fine or both. That count relates to the death of the minor child, JV. Count 4 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge is punishable by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That count relates to the death of JV, a minor. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That charge carries with it the potential penalty of death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years, a $50,000 fine plus $5,000 fine and restitution. That charge relates to the death of Tamara Daybell. Count 6 is a charge of first-degree murder. That charge carries with it punishment by death or life imprisonment. If the death penalty is not sought, the court shall impose a life sentence, including mandatory minimum period of incarceration of 10 years. Carries up to a $50,000 fine and a $5,000 fine and restitution. The next count related to your case is count 8. It's an allegation of insurance fraud. Insurance fraud, as it is charged, carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 plus restitution. Count 9 is the last count. It is also a charge of insurance fraud. It carries up to 15 years in the state penitentiary, a fine of up to $15,000 or both plus restitution. Mr. Daybell, the maximum penalties of all of those counts carry up to, they could all run consecutively, one after the other, or they could run concurrently. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Pryor, have you had a chance to explain that to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
We'll proceed then. Very well. Mr. Daybell, you're appearing here today with Mr. Pryor. Do you wish to represent yourself? Do you wish to hire an attorney, Mr. Pryor, or would you like to seek application of a public defender?
Judge, Mr. Daybell has retained my office to continue representing him in this matter, and that's the way I anticipate going forward, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Daybell, is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. All right, the next item of business is to set the arraignment. That arraignment will be in front of the district court judge. As of right now, Mr. Pryor, Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, the court has available June the 9th in the morning. That's the date we will set that arraignment for. It's yet to be determined if that's going to be in person or via Zoom. That will be worked out at a later time and date. Also, the exact time of that arraignment on June 9th will be set by the court, and we'll send out final notice of that, but it will be in the morning on June the 9th. Does that work for everybody?
That will work for the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
We'll plan on that. Right now, the warrant has set forth no bail. Mr. Pryor, does that need to be addressed here today?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else we need to take up here today at this initial appearance, Mr. Wood or Ms. Blake?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Pryor, anything else from the defense we need to bring up here today at this initial appearance?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned on this matter.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So apparently, Algo, maybe you can answer this for me. I thought this was an arraignment. What is the technical name for this hearing? Apparently, the arraignment is coming on June 9th. I thought this was an arraignment.
The reading of the charges.
Okay. That's
They
what
have
it's
to
called.
have the charges publicly read. Yeah. I think they just call
Okay.
it the reading is what I read earlier. They're supposed to, in Idaho, they have to show up in person for the reading, the arraignment, and any plea.
Okay. I will change the title of the video. Yeah, this is so confusing. All right, so there we go. That was Chad. He looked happy. He looked smiley. What on earth? Oh my goodness.
He looks just like the last time, well, the time before last that we saw him, to be honest. You could have put that same picture up there. I wouldn't have known the difference.
Okay, this is the initial appearance. Okay, thank you guys. I will change the title for that because, I don't know this stuff. I'm learning on the fly. I'm doing my best. I'm absolutely doing my best. But, I'm not a lawyer. I'm working on it. Okay, this is the initial appearance. Okay, we should be hearing from Lori in about 15 minutes. So we're going to stay live and wait for that. That will also be in front of Judge Ennins. So we just got to wait. Goodness gracious.
Let's cool it in the comments about I want to punch him, I want to slap him, I want to tickle him, whatever. Let's just stop. I've already deleted probably 20 comments. Still moderating, guys. Cut it
Yep.
out.
If you look at the banner, I'm going to put back up. I turned it off earlier. Don't call for violence in chat, please. There's enough violence to be had in this case. We don't need to call for more of it. Also, those comments can get my channel in trouble. They can get me in trouble. They can get you in trouble. Do not call for violence in chat. Please, we've always been very clear about that here on this channel. So let's do that. And mods, anything you see like that, please feel free to delete it. If they do it more than once, go ahead and time them out, block them, whatever you got to do. So let's talk about what we saw. We read the charges. A lot of people were saying, I didn't know they were charged for Tammy. Yep, he has capital murder or first-degree murder for Tammy as well as conspiracy to commit murder for Tammy. Lori only has the conspiracy to commit murder charge in regards to Tammy. So, yep, they have processed Tammy's investigation, and they have brought charges for her too. So that was really good to hear yesterday. Jess, were we a little bit nervous about Tammy's death, or if we were going to see charges or not?
Yeah, I was, to be quite honest. I mean, whenever you see, Joe Ryan's death is suspicious, and to see them rule it as natural, and then Alex's death is way suspicious, and they ruled that as natural. And I'm like, they didn't give her an autopsy when she died. They had to re-examine her, and I'm like, oh, how good is that going to be? I was worried they might get away with that one.
Yep.
I'll
Someone
be
asked in
honest.
chat, what were the results of her autopsy? We do not know. That has not been released yet. So we have no idea if they're going on circumstantial or forensic evidence or what. But certainly they felt they had enough to bring it to the grand jury, and the grand jury agreed with them and came down with these indictments. So
If they didn't have evidence, it would have been attempted murder.
Yep.
Because it is in there that they shot at her. So.
And the question of will they release Tammy's autopsy? I don't know. Generally, we'll get that stuff like right before or during the trial, so we may have to wait a while before we find that out. But certainly if they do release it, we'll talk about it. But as far as I know, we'll probably have to wait for that for trial.
Yeah.
Yes. The 10 years. Miss Lassie said, seems strange hearing the minimum of 10 years for murder charges, yet 15 for insurance fraud. Yeah, that is odd. But don't worry about the 10 years. That is just the minimum sentence. The maximum sentence is the death penalty or life in prison without parole. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to be talking more about that than 10 years for sure. Shannon, thank you for the super chat. Shannon says, thank you, ladies, for streaming this. I'm new to this channel, but not new to the case. Well, welcome. We're really glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy our coverage of the case. So we saw John Pryor. People were asking who Rachel Smith is. Jess, you want to explain who Rachel is and why she was on screen?
Rachel Smith is from Oklahoma, Nebraska,
Missouri.
Oklahoma,
Missouri.
One of those little things in the middle. They brought her in on a case, and she's with the special prosecutor's office. She has handled 60 death penalty cases. She's a heavy hitter. She's taken a big drop in pay to do this case. But since they brought her on, stuff has been moving. I'm happy with her so far. Could be coincidence, but I'm going to claim it's because they got a woman in there and was like, let's get this going. I don't know that we will see her with Lori. I kind of wonder because she hasn't been added to Lori's case in the other county. So I don't know that she'll be there for Lori's. But since they charged her, maybe she gets grandfathered in. I don't know about that one.
Yep.
Possibly.
Marcellable, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And the super sticker over there. As far as Rachel and Lori's case, I think one of the things that's happening legally behind the scenes is that these charges were brought in brand new cases. So what does that all mean? However, Rachel Smith is given the designation of special prosecutor like Rob Wood. So I think that this whole team, Lindsay Blake, Rob Wood, and Rachel Smith, are on this case, these two new cases that we have now. So she's already been added. She's part of the team. So that's why she is here. So I'm glad she's here. She is a powerhouse. She is a powerhouse attorney. And I think she's here because we are maybe going to see the death penalty. That's her specialty.
I do too.
So yes, Rachel Smith does work for the prosecution. Yes, she does. The only lawyers
have a hearing about it.
Yeah, the only lawyers that we have on the defense side at this moment are John Pryor for Chad and Mark Means for Lori. There are no other attorneys on the defense side as of right this minute. That could change later on today. So stay tuned. We will keep an eye on that for sure. Oh, all right. Got some questions from chat. If they don't go for the death penalty, how many years in totality would he receive? Well, the judge said the possible maximum sentence are the death penalty or life in prison without parole. And they have, 3 first-degree murder charges. So 3 life sentences. So
And
You
I
know?
think JJ will count for 2. Until somebody corrects me, I'm going to keep thinking that because that's in most states. I don't know
Yeah, we'll have to
about
look up Idaho.
If the child is murdered under the age of 11, you get double. It's 2
Yep.
life sentences.
Yep. Yes, we will check on that and find out. At least Lori found someone to take care of her the rest of her life. Prison, what a twit. Yeah, okay, you could kind of see it that way. Lori has charges in 2 counties. The jail Chad housed in does not house women. Lori is housed in the... Yes, we know that. She's being held in the women's correctional thingy in Madison County. She still has some misdemeanor charges over in Madison County that are active. So, what's going to happen with those? I would assume they might just dismiss them, but who knows? They may keep going. Currently, at this point, they have not been dismissed. She still has 3 misdemeanor charges in Madison County. This case, though, these murder charges and the conspiracy charges for the concealment of evidence, those are being held in Fremont County. So there's a lot going on up there in Idaho.
Somebody asked, the death penalty can be used as a bargaining chip to get a plea. I personally, that's just my opinion, I will be surprised if they're offered a plea on this. I'll be surprised. I will be.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, you do see that in a lot of cases. They'll throw the death penalty out there and then they'll get them to plead down to life without parole so that they don't have to go through a trial.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's so much that we don't know yet that I can't answer for you because it just hasn't happened yet. So we're going to have to be patient and watch through it together. So that's what we are doing. Oh, all right. So we're keeping an eye on the judge's website. He's still showing the seal, the live stream before. Let me just put that on the screen. Although I have a feeling we might have a different live stream for Lori's live. But then again, who knows? It's still going, but I'll put it on the screen. Oh, wait. No, I need to share audio or you won't be able to hear it. This is so technical.
And for like the 50 times I've seen it and answered it, there is not a link to the Melanie Gibb phone call. It's not public. If you want to know what's in it, you got to watch the live stream where we go over it. It's not out in the public, guys.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me in rather sharply worded comments about... Oops, where are you? There you are, Jess. I wanted to put all of us on. There we go. There we go. I got us. A lot of people are asking me in rather, frankly, just nasty comments. Why don't I just publish the audio so we can all hear it? No, I'm not doing that. There is nowhere you can find it publicly unless someone else that maybe got mailed to them, they put it up. It's not coming from me. So I'm sorry. We're just going to have to deal with it. 2 super chats I missed. Gina, thank you so much. She says, Mr. Pryor wanted out fast. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Funny thing with that guy. And Emily, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. This is a big day, and it's so good to have Emily, who is my source of peace, in the chat. Thank you for being here. So, any more info on the big secret thing about Lori's health? Did she go over the edge? I don't know what big secret thing about Lori's health. I know some other channels are talking about that. It's certainly a possibility, given everything that's going on. You cannot plead insanity in Idaho, so she cannot use that as a defense, but maybe there's something else going on. I would not be surprised, but we'll have to wait till that comes through the court and then we'll know.
How happy are you? Well, I mean, today we found out they're at least not having the June 9th thing in the other county because they've scheduled it for today or for that day here.
That's right. First, hi, Marilyn Landis. Good to see you again. June 9th, we were supposed to have the status hearing for June 9th for the other case, which we're going to hear the motion for change of venue, possibly motion for severance. But now, apparently, we're doing this on June 9th, the actual arraignment. So that's going to be great.
More Judge Edmonds.
No, he said that would be before the district court, so that should be for Judge Boyce.
Dang it.
Yep. We just get a little glimpse of Judge Edmonds today.
My bubble.
Yeah. Falcon Nunya says, Awen, stay strong. I agree that call needs to be held for the court. Yep, I agree. So yeah, I'm not going to release that. And whatever. If you guys don't want to believe me and tell me I'm making it up, you can, but someday it'll come out and you'll have to eat your words. But that's fine. That's fine. We're focused more on getting justice for the kids and Tammy and Charles and not worrying about crazy internet rumory stuff. So, Lamisa Filipino Food Club asks, is it a conflict of interest that Pryor technically owns Chad's land and house where crimes are? No, it's not really a conflict of interest because he owns it as payment for his services. So I do not think, although I see the point though, Jess, don't you? Because he owns the crime scene.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
But I think my opinion, and I could be completely making this up, but I am pretty sure if they find him guilty of murder, that house will not go to him. It will go to Tammy's kids. And I don't think Pryor will be able to get a hold of it. I'll be surprised. I'm pretty sure I've seen that in another case, but don't hold me to it. That's my opinion.
Right. It may be something like Pryor will own Chad's portion of that property. Like he may own 50% of it, but 50% is owned by Tammy's estate and they'll have to settle or something. Who knows? That's big real estate stuff I don't understand, but it's a weird thing. It's definitely a weird thing. Mary Deathy Deal 2, thank you so much. Or Deals, not Deal 2. Thank you for the super chat. She says, can insurance company take Chad's house away from Pryor to partially reimburse themselves? I have no idea. That's going to be a whole big civil mess that they're going to have to deal with. But if we hear any news, I'll let you know. So, Janine Soffel says, have I heard from Nate Eaton? I have had a email exchange with Nate Eaton a while back. We haven't talked recently about this. I don't know. I mean, I tweet him all the time and talk to him and retweet all his stuff. I love Nate Eaton, but we don't talk. It's not like call him up and chit chat all day. Although I'd love to.
He's been quite busy. Yeah, I'd say his past 24 hours has been crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Linda, thank you for the super chat. She says, thank you for this amazing coverage. Hugs, you're very welcome, and thank you for being here. I'm going to just refresh the judge's website. I'm so nervous that this live stream he's just going to start another one for Lori's, and we'll be looking at this one and miss it. So I've got all the tabs open. All the tabs open. Don't worry. So, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Are we going to see Lori? I'm thinking we will. So, boy, that's going to be something, huh?
Oh, man. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm just picturing Lori like in full-blown prison. Her and Chad both. I don't think they're going to do too well. But, I mean, she's going to be doing like manual labor, laundry, cleaning bathrooms, making license plates, whatever the crap they do in Idaho. I bet you it's been a while.
Yep. Domino Diamond says, Lori just texted me. I'm sure she did. I'm going to remove that comment because that's just baloney.
Tell her we said hi.
Yeah. Tell her we said hi.
Sorry.
Oh, goodness.
So what color of red would you classify John Pryor as during that?
Borderline tomato. I think he was borderline tomato.
So.
Yeah, we need to get our
tomatoes. Yeah.
We need to get our color chart done. I will get that made and we'll post it somewhere. See the John Pryor shades of red.
John Pryor's Pantone color of the hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Algo says, by the murder or circumstances surrounding its commission, the defendant exhibited utter disregard for human life. Yep. They certainly did. Let's see. What's going on in chat? They may be having trouble getting Lori to appear in court, and that's what's taking so long. No, her arraignment is scheduled for 11:30, so one more minute. So they're right on time. Nobody's late yet. Initial appearance. Yes, thank you. Oh, I will definitely remind me to change the title of the video because that's incorrect. And I will get 10,000 comments. Anyway, it wasn't an arraignment. Yeah, I know. I figured that out.
Voice, man.
Well, that's what I hear those comments, and that's the voice I hear when I read that. And speaking of, while we have a minute, while we're waiting for Lori to show up, we were talking about scripture and how Melanie Gibbs said that they were wresting scripture, right?
Y'all should have done
W
this.
WRESTING, resting. That's a word, and it's pronounced resting. It's not pronounced resting or like cool whip. It's resting. When you say WRESTING, you say resting, which sounds exactly like the other word resting. RESTING. They sound exactly the same, even though they are different words. If I say, oh, they were resting scripture, do not leave a comment telling me I spelled it wrong and it starts with a W. For the love of goodness, people.
If you are seeing sounds, lay down the caffeine. That's all I've got to say. And if you're
Yeah.
really Southern, there's a whole lot of words that sound like that, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just
Like
saying.
step away from the Starbucks. You've had too many. But yes,
Yeah,
resting
don't
scripture
waste
means
your time.
twisting it, taking scripture and twisting it and turning it to something very different and ugly, and resting scripture. That is what that means. And it's pronounced the same as resting. I don't mean it's sleeping scripture. They're not putting the Bible to bed and covering up with a blanket and resting it. No, it's not what it means. Resting. So yeah, I understand there are two different words, but when I say the word resting, you can't tell which one I'm saying unless you read the context of the sentence or hear the context of the sentence. Yeah, you shouldn't be reading oral things. It doesn't work that way. Oh. Yep,
No,
resting
I
also
agree.
means grabbing something. Like, I wrested it away from her. Oh, she wrested the knife out of my hand. So yeah, it's a word. WREST. Go look it up. It's fun. Anyway, so we are a minute late for Lori. I am refreshing everything to make sure you didn't start a second live stream. I'm seeing nothing. Come on, we want to see Lori. Should be any second now. I really think she's going to be there because if she wasn't, they would have just turned off the live stream. They were testing it earlier, and there was a camera set up in the Madison County Jail where Lori is. So I think it's happening.
Does that mean we're not going to see Antlers today? He's probably at the jail, huh?
He should be there with her. Yep.
I hope he
should
brought the
see him.
antlers with him. He should hang it up on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. He won't. I don't think he'll have antlers.
He needs a hat. I would suggest a Viking helmet. Just saying. For these court appearances where he's not going to be in his office. I'm suggesting a Viking helmet.
Oh, Zelda has an interesting comment. She said, I believe Chad was smiling just because he knows Lori will see him on the news or something. That's an interesting thought. What if he was smiling, being like, Lori, she's going to see me. I better smile. What if, gross. That's possible.
Well, you remember when they brought Lori in when she had that weirdo lipstick on the first time before Chad had been arrested? She about turned around. I mean, all the way around in her seat just to look at him in the gallery. It was sickening. It was sickening.
Yep, definitely.
Well, get a good look at him because this is about going to be it.
Yeah, I think I do believe Pryor is going to go for a severance, so they'll have two separate cases, and then they won't even be able to sit in the courtroom together and hold hands and make monkey eyes at each other.
It's ridiculous.
I agree. All right, so nothing yet. We're still waiting. Let's check the court website. I don't think there will be any new filings yet, but let's check. Nothing new there. Now we have 4 different cases to watch on the courts for filing. So hopefully they'll just put it under one giant big case. But I think we're going to have separate for Chad and Lori. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I'm hoping we get a couple of more cases with some more people sitting in jail rather soon.
Oh yes, I think there are some possible other co-conspirators that have not yet been charged or indicted, and I hope that's coming. I really do.
And don't take a year about it. Come on.
Guys, watch your language in chat, please. Come on, you're going to get me in trouble if you start cursing and stuff all over chat. Just quit it. I don't know what Domino Diamond is on about, so I'm just going to block him. Sorry, Domino, if that was wrong. Email me and we'll talk about it, I suppose. All right, come on, Judge Edens. This may be delayed because of some stuff going on in the background, but we will keep watching. It's not live yet. Yes, use emojis. If you really feel the need to swear, use angry face emojis and stuff. That's good. I even have one of our custom emojis for the channel for our members is this one, which if you want to say holy poop, there you go. There's an emoji to say that. I like that one. It's kind of cute. Oh, all right. So Jess, do you think people are asking in chat, and I'm not sure why it's a big deal other than maybe concealing her face. Do you think Lori's going to be wearing a mask?
A mask? No, not in the jail thing.
I wouldn't think so either. Although I think she may want to hide her face. I can see that point.
Is
But-
Idaho open? I think a lot of states are open. Tennessee is open. We don't have a mask mandate anymore.
Yep.
I don't think so. I don't think she will.
Yeah.
They weren't.
No, they weren't. They're in Idaho.
It's the
So
same county, so.
yep. Yeah, I don't think she'll be. Has Melanie Gibb gotten a lawyer yet? I don't know. The last thing we know about her representation was from Chad's preliminary hearing a long time ago, where she said she did not have an attorney and she did not have an immunity agreement with the state. But from that day on, anything could have changed, and we don't know about it. So I don't know. I think she really should have one if she doesn't, but my goodness. Melanie Gibb does need a lawyer. I agree with you completely.
And I feel for him. Oh, man. I feel for whoever she hires. Oh, she's going to be a nightmare.
Yep.
First thing they're going to tell her is to keep her happy tail out of interviews and quit calling people on Facebook. That's the first thing they'll tell her.
Yep. So while we wait, let's catch everyone up. If you don't know about the charges that came down yesterday, the grand jury returned with a true bill and a hefty list of indictments. We have first-degree murder for Chad and Lori in the deaths of JJ, Tylee, and first-degree murder for Tammy, just for Chad. We have conspiracy to commit murder for both Chad and Lori, for all three, JJ, Tylee, and Tammy. So we have all of those charges, plus there's a lot of financial fraud charges. A couple for Lori, one for taking the Social Security benefits from JJ and Tylee after they passed away, and two for Chad for insurance fraud, because he had two life insurance policies on Tammy, one with LifeMap and one with Primerica. And that was some nasty stuff, hearing that he sat down and made her sign the papers to up her life insurance coverage right before she died. Like, that's that did not sit well at all. That gave me some heartburn.
You know, I kind of turned that over in my head last night thinking about it. I'm surprised the insurance company didn't require them to do an autopsy since she died so close to when she upped it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised they didn't require it.
Yep, me too. That's kind of weird. You think that would raise alarm bells at the insurance company, but
You'd think
It
her
didn't.
saying she got shot 2 weeks before, or shot at, the police would have been like, what's going on in this place?
yep, that was another giant case of dropping the ball, I think. You know, my goodness. But yeah, so there's a lot of 9 total charges came out of this grand jury, and it's great. It's great. I'm so glad that we've got some movement on Tammy now, because, you know, we didn't know. You know, we all thought Tammy was murdered. It seemed pretty obvious, but there was that in the back of your head. Well, maybe she did just like have a heart attack or something. Maybe, but no. Clearly, the state does not believe that. They were able to convince a grand jury that she was murdered, and now we've got charges. So
Yeah.
justice is coming for Tammy too. And now we've got to worry about Charles and Joseph, because they need justice too. And certainly a lot of what we've heard about Charles's murder lately makes me say, guys, it is time to move on that.
Yep.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I guess you probably have to categorize that 2 different ways. Joe Ryan's death is very suspicious.
Yep.
You know, Charles was killed by a gun by this group of people. So they definitely need to be looking at that as, was that really self-defense? Did, what actually happened? That's not the story, you know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I personally think that Joe Ryan was murdered too, but that's my opinion.
People are talking about Tammy's the life insurance. It says in the indictment that Tammy signed it. Okay, it doesn't hint that maybe somebody impersonated it, but it said that Chad and Tammy, or Chad made Tammy, or sat with Tammy. I forget the exact wording, but Chad and Tammy upped Tammy's life insurance policy shortly before she died. That Tammy signed it. It said something like that. So I don't think that's a big. Well, maybe Lori forged it or something like that, or Chad
Throw
forged
in
it.
that charge.
Yeah.
Usually when you have to sign a document like that, they make it, you have to have a notary public.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
if they find out somebody else, signed it for her, I'm sure there'll be another charge.
Mm-hmm.
Was Zulema selling life insurance around this time? Didn't we decide she was a
She
life
worked for
insurance
some
agent?
sort of not exactly a life insurance agency. She worked for some sort of investment and insurance firm. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know what that was. Certainly,
Okay.
Primerica is big in places where the multi-level marketing stuff is big. So
Yeah.
she could have worked for them. I will look up Zulema's record and see. I have the name of it somewhere of the company she worked for, so she could have been involved with that.
Yeah, there were 2 life insurance policies on Tammy. They took one out. I'm going to guess Tammy didn't know about it, but I could be wrong on that.
Stephanie
was.
Ceresi says, "Did you see Julie Rowe is on the run? Is she on the run? Last thing I think she was sitting in her car dancing, like something very strange."
Why is she on the run? Nobody want none of that. Nobody. She told everybody where she was at, 2 weekends ago? Wasn't she in
Mhm.
Salt Lake City
One of her
selling
big
some
things, yeah.
rainbow twirl BS? That
Mhm.
woman, if you have to tell somebody you are on the run, you are not on the run. I'm sorry. If you have to put out, somebody come get me,
Oh,
you are not on the run.
yeah. Yeah, Julie Rowe does things in a very Julie Rowe kind of way. So she will probably live stream to TikTok or whatever that she's on the run, when you'll see her car and you'll see stuff in the background that might tell you where she is. Certainly you can run a check and triangulate her location, but that's how Julie Rowe would go on the run. I can totally see her thinking that's a good idea.
Probably got them rainbow twirlers hanging out the windows driving down the interstate. You could see her coming. You could see her coming. Blasting
Oh.
AC/DC Highway to Hell. I'm telling you. There's a saying we have in the South. If you have to tell people you're a lady, you're not.
Yeah. Oh, if I knew how to make videos like that kind of thing and put her in her little car driving with the rainbow streamers and that music, that would be, I can see that so perfectly with that look on her face.
Oh,
She's been
yeah.
so serious lately, so serious look. Oh, she makes so serious. And then she does that
And
weird dance with her fists.
oh,
And
jeez.
I don't understand what is happening.
I want to see her, but she's going to be on her cell phone talking to Nancy Grace while she's doing it. Do
Yeah.
I look like OJ in the Bronco yet? Is there helicopters? Come on, Nancy Grace. And then Nancy Grace will say something about her dead fiance and Lucy and
John
John
David
David.
and Lucy.
Lucy and John David.
Oh, goodness.
It's a good gig if you can get it, I guess.
Oh, I see something. I
Is
see
that
something.
Hot Mess Express?
No, I see Rachel Smith, so she is going to be
no.
here for Lori's appearance. Excellent.
Wow.
Hi, Rachel. You're on live.
Yay, Rachel.
I
We're
don't know
your
if you're
fan
live.
club.
Yes, we are. All right, so this is the right stream. Excellent. It's happening, guys. It's happening. Is Lori going to be here? All right, place your bets now. I'm going to say, yeah, I'll bet 50 points that yes, she is going to be there. We will see Lori Vallow. What's your bet, Jess?
Oh, yeah. With bells on. She's going to be all fancied up. As well as fancy can get. Yeah.
Gumshoe Stories asks, oh, here's a great question. Awen,
there
are
it
you
is,
a
Awen.
smoker?
Awen.
Or does that voice come natural? All right, here's, I'll deal with crazy comments later. Here we go. Let's turn it up all the way, and we'll mute.
We'll be on the record here in Fremont County. It is 11:44 here on the 26th of May, 2021. Good morning to everybody. We will call up case number CR 2221-1624, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow. Miss Vallow, Miss Daybell is present here with her attorney, Mr. Means. I have Miss Blake, I have Miss Smith and Mr. Wood appearing here for the state. This is the date and time for an initial appearance. The court took a recess prior to the hearing today and had a sidebar with counsel in chambers. Based upon the information that was provided to the court finds that there's some exigent circumstances as well as a motion that was made orally to me to continue the initial appearance by the defense to a future time. A date certain has not yet been set. What is the state's position with regards to the motion made by defense to continue this initial appearance?
Your Honor, the state objects to the motion to continue.
Mr. Means, it is your desire to seek a motion for continuance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
I couldn't hear you. Will you speak a little bit louder?
Correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based upon the information that was provided to the court is going to continue this initial appearance based upon the information that was provided to me, and we will set this for a time and date certain in the future. For right now, we don't know that date and time, but we'll get that set as soon as is feasible. Any questions about what's going to happen here today, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Means?
No, Your Honor.
We'll proceed from there. Thanks, everybody, for
Your Honor,
appearing.
we would quickly ask if Mr. Means has entered a notice of appearance on this case.
Mr. Means, is it your intent to represent Miss Daybell here in this case?
It is, Your Honor.
Do you plan on entering a notice of appearance to, I guess, just to memorialize that?
As soon as I get an opportunity, I will, Your Honor.
Any other questions, Mr. Wood?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that will be all for today. Thanks, everybody, for appearing. We will be adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ooh, interesting stuff.
She's handcuffed sitting there. Did you notice that?
I wasn't looking that closely at her.
Her
But-
arms are behind her back.
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but it sure
Yeah.
looks like she's
Yeah, I don't know.
handcuffed.
I don't think she would be. There would be no point for that. So, but I will look. We'll look closely back at that and see. But all right, here's what we have. We have a continuance for Lori's initial appearance. She will not be doing anything today. Now, remember, before y'all get crazy in chat, we do know from Means' prior filings there is a stay in Lori's case. Okay. And because there's a stay on any proceedings having to do with her, she technically should not be having this appearance today. So I get that. I don't like it, but you know, that's what the stay in the case means. So, interesting. So
That was
the
short
date
and
to be
sweet.
determined. Yep. Date to be determined. Now, Means to not say goodbye to the judge. Well, you know, whatever. I don't know. But he may have just turned off his camera but been talking. Who knows? But the stay means what Means said in his filing was that there was a suspension in Lori's case, meaning everything is on hold for some reason. I think I know what that reason is, but I don't really want to jump into that big pile of speculation. What do you think about
There's
that,
enough
Jess?
stuff to talk about. I think her natural hair color, and it's curly. No, she didn't have a curling iron. She has naturally curly hair, people. I don't think she dyed it with coffee grounds. That's her natural color. She just didn't want anybody to know about it. She's very demure today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think, she obviously wasn't dressed up to be showing Chad anything.
All right. We're going to have to talk about this because chat is losing their minds about the stay in Lori's case.
Okay.
We know from a filing Mark Means made a month ago or so that the process for Lori's case has been suspended. Okay, that means everything is on hold. It doesn't mean they're dropping the charges or just nothing like that. It just means something is happening, okay, in the background that we are not privy to, that we have no, the judge has not made public, where her case is on hold for some reason. Okay, I can certainly speculate as to what that reason is, but there is nothing official. Okay, there was nothing official in the court record or that has been stated by the attorney or any of the defendants about why there is a suspension for Lori's case, but we know that there is. Okay, so you can guess all you want. Oh, maybe she's making a plea deal. Oh, maybe she's this. Oh, maybe she's crazy. We don't know. The bottom line, please remember that nobody knows. Is she flipping? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that.
They just waived her. They didn't even read her charges, guys. She can't have a plea deal on charges that haven't even been read to her.
Right.
That's way out the door. And she's not taking a plea deal on the previous charges.
Yep. And no, she
she's
cannot.
Not pregnant.
She's not pregnant. She cannot claim insanity as a defense in Idaho. There's a lot of other things that could be going on. Okay. I do pretty much think I know what's happening. The reason that I'm not telling you what I think is happening, because if I'm correct, it can impact some things going on in the case. I'm not going to do that. All right. I will speculate till the cows come home about a lot of things, but not something like this when it's so important to the flow of the case. All right. So please remember, everyone talking about it, it's all speculation. All right. At this point. But we will find out some more information. Certainly, I will reach out to the people that I know and try to get some confirmation of that. But until we see it introduced in court, we don't know what it is. Let's go with that. Okay.
She's at the jail. So, I mean, that speculation that she's not in the jail is out the window. She's in the jail.
She is in the correctional facility.
She's not in a coma. I've seen that. Obviously, she's sitting there, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Kresha says, just because she made crappy decisions doesn't mean I have to stoop to her level. That's a really good, I like that. That's a good statement.
Yeah, stupid people will drag you down in the mud and beat you with experience. It's not a good thing to do, guys.
Yep. Yeah, but she was wearing blue. Was it a hospital gown? It didn't look like it to me, but I need to look at the video and zoom it because they were pretty small. I need to make it big and really look. I didn't think she was handcuffed or wearing a hospital gown, but I didn't look at her that closely. She could have been. We'll make it bigger and we'll see what we can find out. But interesting stuff. Miss Sophia, thank you for the super chat. She says you are amazing. Thank you so much. And Miss Sophia, I cannot thank you enough for how much hard work you've been doing lately, moderating these chats. Thank you. I really appreciate you. So, yeah, we don't know. We don't know why there's a suspension in Lori's case. Mark Means mentions it in the filing, but he does not explain why it's there. There's a lot of sealed things that have happened over the last couple of months in the court case. So clearly they don't want the main reason to be public. Why? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and find out.
If you guys don't think Awen's very smart about this case, go to another channel. Don't waste my time. I'll block you. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not here to prove to you guys anything about me. I'm here to talk about the case. I have been collecting and collating facts and data on this case for a solid year now. So if you want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, that's great. But bye, Felicia.
And for all the personal questions, she's married too. Cut that out.
Oh, I didn't see those. There have been personal questions? Ooh.
Yeah. Where do you live? What are you wearing? What's your favorite nail polish?
Oh, goodness. Kimberly McVeigh, thank you for the super chat. She says, thank you again. You're welcome. So speculation is rampant, of course, with every true crime case. But with my channel, guys, for a lot of you that are new here, that's not what I do. I like to talk about the facts that we know, stuff introduced in court, stuff from actual statements, stuff like that. I don't want to sit here and come up with, a lot of ideas. Kresha said, I had made a comment stating Lori looked pretty with her natural hair color. Then I said the comment about me not stooping to her level. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. But yeah, obviously she did something to curl her hair. She made it look as pretty as she could. I think, I'm not saying Lori's ugly. I've never said that. So, but then again, if I say I think Lori looked pretty, I'm going to get raked over the coals too. So, Kresha, I get you.
Well, she looks a whole lot better than the last few times we've seen her.
Yes, she did.
Every day of the week.
Yes, she did. So
she's not an ugly woman. I mean, we think we know what she's done, and it makes her very ugly. But if you saw her walking down the street before any of this happened, she was a very pretty woman.
Yep. So, oops. I clicked a button. Where did I go? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Thing one, thank you so much for your super chat. Said thank you for all you do. You're very welcome. All right, so let's sum up what we saw today. We saw the two initial appearances, well, sort of, for Chad and Lori. Chad will have his arraignment on June 9th. We will, of course, bring that to you live. That should be before Judge Boyce, because Judge Eden said that would be before the district court judge, which would be Judge Boyce. Lori's initial appearance was continued with no date given for when it will happen, because there are issues before the court that they have to deal with. We do not know what those issues are. Everything being said is pure speculation. All right, so we don't know what. We're just gonna have to wait and see, when the court decides to hear that. We'll try to see if I can dig up some information on that. Maybe I can wrest a statement out of Mark Means or something, since you guys
Don't
think
you spell that with a Q? I know you
Q.
misspelled it.
QRIST, rest. Yes, that's how we spell that. I'll see what I can do to find out what's going on with her case. Why is there a stay? I'll do what I can. I do what I can.
And no, I don't have a legal background. Well, I do, but it's a green screen. We are both law school hopefuls, but I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Yeah, if you consider having an entire bookcase full of law books that I've bought in the last 6 months, a legal background, yes, I have one. But no, I am not a lawyer, although I am considering sitting for the LSATs this fall and starting law school. I really am.
I think that's absolutely fabulous. I plan on sitting right here on YouTube while you take your LSAT.
You're helping me study for it. Who are you kidding? This is going to be big time.
I'll make flashcards and tell you what kind of snacks to eat. That'll be about the extent of that. I did homeschool my kids, just saying.
Yep. But yeah, so that's all we know today. So guys, if you want to leave me nasty comments and try to correct every word that came out of my mouth, please just don't, because I just delete them. Okay, I don't have time for that. We're too busy. We're doing huge research projects on this case and all the background and all the people involved. And I'm doing it with a good heart for the right reasons. I'm not out to take anybody down as far as other YouTubers and people. I'm not. Y'all go do all your thing and have a wonderful time. And I hope everybody is successful. All right. I just want to do background stuff on this case. I want to work on it. I want to find out all the information. I don't have time dealing with all your drama. So please don't bother leaving those comments, because the entire mod team has been told, and my personal thing is just delete it. If it's a negative, if it's not useful, it's a waste of time. I'm not dealing with it. So it'll just be deleted. And if I delete more than one of them, I'm just going to block you, because we got stuff to do. Let's focus on stuff. If you really want to have a voice in this case, if you really want to show me how invested you are in the family and the children and the victims, then help. Help with our project. Don't sit there attacking me and correcting every time I say rest.
With a Q.
With a Q. Woman of Steel, thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Julie Mitchell, why can't you find this on TV? Probably because I don't know. I would think Court TV would have it. They're on TV. I don't think a lot
Nancy
of
Grace ain't on here. Come on.
I don't know who's on TV that would be covering it. Maybe local news. Check Fox 10 News out of Phoenix. That's where Justin Lum is. Check East Idaho News in Idaho. Local news somewhere else in Idaho. Someone will probably cover it. But you can see it right here, too. You can always go back and watch the replay. Beth, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad you're here today. All right. So that's what's going on. We have a lot of work to do, Jess, and our research team and everything. If you want to help out, come join us in Discord. Lots of stuff going on, but I got to go to work now. We got stuff to do. So anything else you want to say, Jess?
Run, Julie, run. And take your rainbow twirls with you.
Yeah, we got to go find out what's going on.
That was the funniest thing I have ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
That made my day right there.
Yep.
Julie Rowe on the run.
Yep. So we're going to go find out what Julie Rowe is doing. And we're going to go look at this video closer, because Jess, unfortunately, you said, is she wearing a hospital gown? And now that's it. Chat is, oh my God, Lori's wearing a hospispell gown. And now
I didn't say that. I said she's wearing handcuffs.
Oh, okay.
I think her hands were cuffed behind her back.
Okay. We got to go. We'll check out this video and see.
Gown. She's at the jail, guys. I don't
think she's at the jail. She's worn that blue sweater before. I think it's just the same blue sweater. So but we'll go look at it closer and we'll see. All right, so what's coming up next? Tomorrow night is our narcissism live stream discussion. That one's going to be lit because I need to go on another rant, and those are always fun. I love my rants. So that'll be
then-
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, what are we doing, Jess?
Friday night, we're going to my channel and having the Hearsay Live all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That will be fun. We'll talk about some cases and have fun and all that good stuff. But that's on my channel at 8 o'clock Eastern Friday night.
Yep. And remember, if anything breaks in the case, all right, if we get any new filings, I'll put a video up as quickly as possible. If it's a big thing, I'll go live and we'll talk about it live. But stay tuned, ring the notification bell, because this is going to start popping off. Although I think my guess is we're kind of smooth sailing till June 9th now. Okay.
Yeah.
But after Chad's arraignment, then we're going to see a whole new thing of filings and hearings. And oh my God, it's going to be nuts. So, Kresha says, to anyone and others who made the uplifting in video for the family, I cried even more. Tears of joy. Oh, Kresha, I'm so glad you like that. Someone put that video together and they got in touch with all of the people covering the case, all the YouTubers and friends, and we all submitted a picture and a statement for the family, just to tell you guys we're with you. We love you, and our eyes are focused in the right direction. Let's get justice for these kids. Yeah.
It was so nice, like trying to find pictures for it or whatever. You know, I saw a lot of pictures of Charles and JJ, and yeah, that was nice.
Yep. And it was great. So yeah, find the link to Discord in the description, and the mods have been dropping it. Come over, join us there. We're talking about the case around the clock, and that's where all the work starts. The video that Kresha was talking about, I believe it's on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook today. I don't have a link to it handy, which I should have. But yeah, I think it's on Facebook. So yeah, I know that Kay posted it on Facebook this morning. So I think you can find it there. Kresha, I think Kresha posted it too. So go check them out on Facebook and you can see all the cool stuff. But yeah, we're going to go to work. We got stuff to do. But we'll see you tomorrow night for the narcissism discussion, Friday night on Jess's channel, and certainly we'll be back live if anything big happens. So thank you all for being there. Mods, you're wonderful. You're amazing. You did so much work today. Thank you. I could not do this without any of you. Kresha says, I never got to finish JJ's video I was doing because I was upset. Yeah, it's been a rough week, and Kresha, I can't imagine how you've gotten through. This has been some rough times. So, we're here for you. If you need help with anything, let me know. I'm here for you. I will drop anything I'm doing for you anytime. I love you. All right, so we're out of here. Let's go. There's too many questions keep coming, and if I keep reading chat, we will be here for 6 more hours. All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon, and
Bye,
stay
guys.
safe out there.
Oh no.
Bye, Jess.
Bye.
Come on, end broadcast. Come on. It's not working. I hit the button and it's not working. Hi, guys. What's up?